Namaste. Greetings from my home. It's a good morning. Today is November 22nd, and I taking a few minutes to say a couple of things. Today, I will talk about a paragraph or two from the Bhagavad Gita, and then I'll talk about other things. So let's see. I've got this from the internet, from Yogananda, and from other sites. It's just two little paragraphs that I'll read to you. So Lord Krishna says, no weapon can pierce the soul, no fire can burn it, no water can moisten it, nor can any wind wither it. The soul is uncleavable, that is indivisible. That means you cannot cut it up into small pieces. It cannot be burned or wetted or dry. The soul is immutable, all permeating, ever calm and immovable, eternally the same. And it further says in another sloka, like a man who has cast off his old clothes, puts on others that are new, thus the embodied self casts off old bodies and moves on to others that are new. So the Lord explains the invincible nature of the soul. The soul enters, I think this is causing a glare, so I'll take this off. So the soul enters the body, so the body becomes the vehicle of the soul. The manifestation is the body and is everything we perceive. All the material, matter, energy, light, frequency, waves, all these are emanation of manifestation. So everything is always in a manifested or unmanifested way. So the soul is pure and eternal, and it's got the vehicle, the body, that it inhibits, and we have a life experience. So after many times of living in this world, we develop all kinds of habits. And as Lord Krishna says, whatever we develop in our sadhana, whatever we develop, we continue, because it's like a new body, but some of what we built from the old body goes with us as we die. That is why we say the law of karma. So we see death is taking place now among us. Lots of people are leaving their body. So do you know how to leave your body? That's a good question. So that is where your sadhana comes in. Now I will tie everything up for you, so there are no question about it. Whether you're a yogi or you're not a yogi, whether you're a householder or you're not, whatever you do. See, because in it, Krishna gives different formulas of how to come to him, through devotion, through helping others and serving, and through doing sadhana, yamas, niyamas, all these are from this great Vedas. So the Gita is like a synopsis of the Vedas. And because humanity and everybody has a different level of thinking, a different level of emotion, all these ways will attract the kind of person who you are. So you do these things, but how does it matter? The body itself and the soul, how it resides in the body, is what the yogi learns about himself. He learns about these streams, these rivers within him. In the Gnostic teachings, they talk about stream and rivers. In Hinduism, we talk about the Shushma, the Ida, the Pingala, and those are the big yogic things about the chakras. But you don't have to technically know this. But if with reverence and faith you start your sadhana, you start serving, you start praying, and if you really are interested in knowing your eternal self, then you do something extra. So one day you will encounter meditation in one of your lives. And this is when you will start understanding the higher meaning of what dhyan is and how energies move. So if you're serving God, you're always in your heart. You know, there's a reason why Hanumanji is showing that Ram and Sita is in his heart. So it's a clue. When you put God into your heart, then at the time of that, whatever resides in your heart will be the thing that will go. You see, the energy moves up from the heart and goes up. So your thought of God there, and if you know how to move energy, is a way of accessing God and the divine. So as you meditate, you learn about how energy works within the body, how connection to the heart and brain becomes something that it's not, you would feel it, you will experience it. You will know how your body works, and you will know when you think of God what happens. So if I think of God right now, I cannot continue this talk, but God's always present. So anyway, I know I am speaking not like I'm trying to be in this self where I'm not too quiet, because then I can't teach anything. So as you open your heart, you start serving people, serving others. There's an energy dimension that shifts within you. Now, when you get a guru who is realized and where the energies of life are flowing, uh, they're they have attained the energy, they have gone to the chakra, the top. A God realized being becomes your guru, then they awaken the energy within. For you to feel the energy, there's always energy in your body. There's never a time when no energy is there. But then you start experiencing something different. And so that Guru Tattva, it shows you how that energy from the heart, concentration on the Guru, moves up to clear these chakras here. You see, Lord Shiva has this third eye. That eye is the seer of this dimension and all other dimension. It represents that as human and divine. Human becomes divine. So it's just like a metaphor for us to know. It's drawn on Shiva's forehead for us as a clue as to what this consciousness, what this truth is. So when you are leaving your body now, this is what is in the minds of people. As you are dying, what is the last thought you will have on some basis? So if you are a yogi and energy is flowing like this all the time, the guru's characteristic energy is there. However, the guru's energy is flowing, will flow within you. And if it's always going up, then when you're about to leave your body, it's going to go up. So you see, this is what it is. So learning to love others, learning to do service is a way to awaken that energy also within you. So no matter what lifetime you're in, the fruits don't go away, as Shri Krishna says in the Gita. It is written like that. So as we face that, without spirituality, there is no hope, there is no faith, there is no reason, there is no inspiration, there is no kind of life, because it inspires you, or else it will just be a complete waste of life. You come, you do something, you live, you die, whatever life experience you have, it is. So this is the eternal truth of the soul. There are many teachers that came, and the teachings are often misunderstood because of the culture, the tradition, the brain development, the country, and all these factors, and the situation at hand. Like a teacher has to come and teach about the situation also, the eternal truth, but also the situation at the moment and what it warrants. So let's say there is a civilization where people are still very, a little more primitive. They fight all the time, and how do you unite these people together? You can't just say love, because the very characteristics of how they live is like, you must fight to live. So how do you unite people like that? And then you cannot tell such people that if you die, you will just born again. Well, then they have no sin. They just keep killing everybody. Hey, I'll born again. So you can't teach that dharma. You cannot teach that dharma to that civilization. The eternal dharma can be taught to people who have a little bit, how we have this civilization where people are more open-minded. So um, at times when the great teachers were on the earth, some of the things that were taught, or for that time, there were literal truths, there was eternal truths, and there was truth for society and truth for individuals. So you have to be able to distinguish the truth of how a society should live, the truth how a human being should live, and the truth of the eternal self, the truth of our eternal soul. So every single living thing is part of this. There's no discrimination. Every human being has the same pain, has the same worries, has the same issues. And every human being wants to feel happiness. They want to feel love. That is the essential truth. That is the eternal nature. Because we emanate from the soul, from the bliss itself. But because we've lived so many lives, we've been encapsulated by karma, all kinds of karma. That's a whole topic in itself. So sometimes when you feel there is no hope, there is hope, there is love, and you must keep yourself growing in spirituality. I'm not talking about religion. All religion have their validity, because, as I said, some of the eternal truths are there in each religion, but you have to be able to distinguish it. You have to be able to make sense of it, and you have to be able to know what is the eternal truth, you know. And if you can distinguish that, if you can go within yourself a little bit and think, and not even think, and have a little, yeah, you think of love, you think of God in a loving way. So in the Gita, there's a part where they talk about meditating on the nose or between the eyes, and that has been an issue. So when you follow meditation under a guru, the energy flows to the correct place, as if you follow the guru's instruction and you follow the teaching, then the path clears. So then meditation will move into where it's focused on where needs to be purified, where the channel needs cleaning. So sometimes you could concentrate on the tip of your nose, but not there, but like here, so as to be more centralized in your body. when you are doing this in deep meditation, then the guru is guiding you inside as it clears up these paths here. You see, Shiva has these lines. Eventually, those lines, you feel the movement there. And so the whole body is like a whole, each area of the brain is connected to, you know, energies to, and and it's like, this chakra here is not really inside, it's outside. And that, they say, is fasting. That's why these days I can hardly eat any food, because if too much is going there, so I tie my head, whatever. you know so the truth could only be told to people who are experiencing a little bit, or who has deep faith in God, deep faith in Guru, because sometimes knowledge can be misinterpreted. And you know we know what happens. People will condemn you, you know all kinds of things. So this is the thing is, so I was talking about so the thing is, when you concentrate on God and you love God in the heart, then every time you think of God, you'll be going into the heart. Now, where does the soul reside? The soul body is it envelops the spinal system and the whole body, but there is that part that's, you feel, where consciousness arises, and it's it's in the heart, but towards the back of the heart, it's like a space. And so that's why Hanumanji has Ram and Sita there. So when that energy flows up, it will, because now you have the guru, now you're thinking of love, you're thinking of the guru. The guru's energy has a characteristic already of rising. It's like a wave has an effect of flowing like this. So that's the characteristic of the wave, you know so so the glory of the guru's energy comes and starts glorifying your body within you. And so, because that is happening already in your body at the time of the death, that's why they say the guru takes you to God. Because that energy, that love there, because after you meditate on the guru for some times, then you keep seeing the guru as the forms of God within you. You experience God within your own self. So that energy is there, and you don't have to remember. It's always flowing, it's always working. So that's why the yogi can rise. So there's more to explaining how the heart opens up when you are serving. So therefore you are doing something grand. You are helping the world when you are serving. Serving means not only money, not only food, but everything you can serve. Whatever you can serve for, it opens up that spot, that sweet spot of the soul. So I don't know who I'm going to send this video to, but there's so much to tell about how the dynamics of the energy works. So when you concentrate on God and Guru comes into your life, then the Guru's tattva causes the energy to flow in your system in such a way so that you don't even have to concentrate, because the guru's energy itself will take you. So at the time of death, if you can remember God, then and you have been doing good, there's scientific evidence that shows when you concentrate on your heart and you think of love and all that, there's an energy that flows up into your head. So like, sometimes people of a non-Hindu faith, the same thing would happen, and it doesn't matter what religion you are, because as the heart energy serves and loves, there's a flow of energy that rises. You might not be able to feel it, but if you measure the brain, you can do research on this. There's a connection between heart and brain, and that connection is all related to the soul too. So, that's a little part of doing it. So I always like to say so. So that's my favorite thing. I probably would be remembered for so. But anyways, life is very precious. And as a person, remember when you came into this world, there was a process. Your mother gave birth to you, and there was great love when you came into the world. There were so many people happy to see you here. So God created this process of birth. And so when someone dies, there's a process of death also. So if the Creator created such a grand birth, wouldn't He create such a grand death also? I know we will be sad. I will be sad. I'm human. I'll be sad when I am always sad when family and friends leave. But understanding what happens eternally, understanding how you can know God, understanding only that makes sense in this world sometimes, because sometimes it's very cruel, sometimes it's very egotistical, and sometimes you wonder how can some humans be like that way, and you feel very discontented. But the yogi, the energy, the not the yogi, but anyone sees that there is something to nature. Even some of a scientific nature, they see the drama of nature. If you study nature, you get an insight into the Creator. When we worship or look at God, our mind and thinking of God is like taking a telescope and looking at one section of the sky. So each religion and each people are taking this binoculars or telescope and looking at one section of the sky and relating that this is it, this is what this whole sky is made of. So each one points to a different section of the sky, but the glory of the whole sky is not even known. And so as a human body and as a human being, we always are learning. You can never know everything. Even a learned yogi learns every day. And so I think this talk is getting very long. I don't know how many minutes it is. So I will say namaste. I wish you good health, good thinking, love, and happiness. And may you be blessed. May God bless you. Namaste.